Hi lovelies, I'm Ariel and this is Maven Unmasked. I am going to do days 4 through 7 in one recording for Ethony's 31-day tarot video challenge. It'll be hard for me to make videos every day because I don't have a lot of free time during the week. So I'm just going to make chunks and just post them as I go. So let's take a look at the question for day 4. What would be your favorite tarot deck if you had to pick? 3 faves for those of us who have a tarot deck addiction problem. So I guess I'm really bad because I picked 4. I picked 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks that I just love, and they've been my go-to. One of them for a really long time, and some of them are kind of new. In this lovely little bag here, we have my go-to deck, my ultimate favorite deck, which is the lovely Shadowscapes Tarot. I just love the Shadowscapes. From what I've heard, people either love it or they hate it. I love it. My only thing is I wish the cards were a little bit bigger. But I really, really love it. It's just so intricate, and when I first got it, I mean, look at the High Priestess. I mean, when I first got this deck, it was just on a whim. I was at a local bookseller, and I was just like, let's see what they have in the metaphysical section. And I picked it up, and I got it home, and I couldn't read with it. I was like, oh my gosh. But then I realized I really had to sit with it. Like, I probably just held on to it for a few weeks and didn't read with it. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm just going to try. And my readings just like took off just like amazingly. It's just so deep. I mean, look at the Temperance. You have so much you can fall into. All of the color, all of the artwork by Stephanie Puimunla. I don't know how to say it, but however you say your last name, girl, this deck is fantastic. This is totally my go-to. Look at how pretty the Four of Wands is. This is my favorite deck. If like I have like decks kind of for like different themes, or like I'll intuitively know which deck to pull for reading, but this is always my go-to if I don't know, if I'm not sure. It covers all spectrums, all facets. It's just so gorgeous. All of the color, it's just like, oh, look at that. But yeah, this is my all-time favorite deck. The second deck, this is like my winter deck right now, that I wanted for a really, really long time and finally ordered it. I couldn't get the 2010 edition, so this is the original 2004 edition of the Druidcraft Tarot. I just love the place that it takes me. It's like a whole nother realm I step into. When I look at these cards, it's like I'm in a whole nother place, and it just speaks to me so much, and I love it. I love the High Priest. I think that's just so cool. Look at him. He's awesome. So awesome. But this is definitely like my winter deck. This is a fave right now. It's really big, so shuffling is just kind of like ugh sometimes. But I used to play piano, so I have piano fingers, so my fingers are long, so it's not too bad. But it's just like, oh, look at the Princess of Swords, and then look at the King of Swords. Look how he like totally matches with her. That's just, oh, amazing. So those are my 2 favorite tarot decks right now. My favorite oracle decks, Vintage Wisdom Oracle. It is just so sweet and so feminine and soft, and just gives me such inspiring, just beautiful messages, and just the images are just beautiful. Reflection, shadow self, abundance. So I love using this deck to just give overall general themes for the day, or for a client reading to tie everything together. But I love using this with women, especially readings that I do that are more towards female empowerment. The other deck that I'm using right now, that's my go-to, is The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Um, I had gotten the Enchanted map. I had seen it for like a year, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know. And then I got it, and I was like, oh, this is really good. I have to get The Wisdom of the Oracle, and I love the backs. They're just so pretty. And the cards are just great. The meanings. She gives I believe it's like a love message, a protection message, and like a prosperity message. The protection message if the card is reversed. But I just love the artwork. I just think they're just so mystical and fun. A change in the wind. It takes me to another fantasy place. And I really love this deck. And it's been really accurate. It's no holds barred. It cuts straight to the chase. And it gets really deep. So I love that about this deck. And so that's day 4. Day 5 is, what tarot decks are you looking forward to getting to know better in 2016? So, I'll start with this one, which I'm sure is a fave of a lot of you. It's very popular. The Wild Unknown Tarot. I will tell you about this deck. I saw the pictures everywhere, and I was like, oh my god, what is this deck? I have to have this deck because the colors are just, the use of line and color and black and white, and just, it's just so pretty. I mean, this deck was on my mind 24/7. I woke up with it on my mind. I went to bed with it on my mind. It was in my thoughts all the time. It was everywhere I went online. It was just like, oh my god, I had to have it. I had to have it. And I finally got it. Finally ordered it. Waited for it to come. And I just didn't connect with it. And I was really upset because it's just like, oh, I love this card. This card was one of the reasons why I got this deck, the Hierophant. But I couldn't connect with it. And I didn't know why. And it made me really upset and depressed. So I just put it on the shelf for a couple months. And then I've slowly started to read with it. I'd like to read with it more because it's just so beautiful. And I know I can get so much out of it. I just haven't had the opportunity to really work with it like I want to. I have the book, so this will be a deck I'll really have to work with. This is another reason why I got this deck, the Magician card. But I'd love to get to know more of you, Wild Unknown. You're just such a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous baby. So definitely in 2016, I plan on using you some more. And the other one I plan on using some more and getting to know better. But this is really, I feel like this deck is just like an animal in itself, like a beast unto itself. And I just really need like the time of not doing absolutely anything but focusing on this deck. And I just haven't gotten there yet. This was another deck that was everywhere, and I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's just so, oh, I love her use of color. I love her use of just everything. Marie White, thank you so much for making this deck. But I just haven't had the chance to really delve into it yet the way that I want to. I've done readings with it, but I feel like they're not all they can be because I just haven't delved into the book fully and completely. So that is definitely my plan. There's the back. The Mary L. I really want to work with you. Oh, this card was one of the reasons I got this deck, the Hermit, and we're in the year of the Hermit. And I think it's so beautiful. So, yeah, I hopefully I'll have the time to really, really get into Mary L like how I want to, as well as the Wild Unknown. Day 6. Tell me about the time you gave your first tarot reading. I don't know if I really remember. Done a lot of readings. Okay, I can do this. The first reading I did for myself with these babies that I talked to you about in the days 1 through 3 video. The starter tarot deck that I just really don't like. The first reading I ever did was for myself with these, and I think, I don't know. I just didn't like them. um, no, probably the first reading I ever did was for my mom, and it was really choppy because I was just learning and not knowing the flow. And it's like, hold on, I gotta look. Like, I think it means this. Okay, but let me make sure that I was right. And she was just really encouraging and patient. That was the first reading I think I ever did. First reading for myself and first reading for somebody else. Okay, and day 7. How long have I been reading the tarot for, and do I think I will ever stop? I have been reading the tarot for a year and some change now. I've always been interested. It was a long, like, slow process. um, and finding the right deck, and that's a whole challenge in itself, something that speaks to you, and finding what that is. And I'm an intuitive reader, so it was really hard for me because at first I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn all 78 definitions and, trying to memorize them. And once I stopped trying to memorize them, I was fine. I think trying to memorize them like freaked myself out and like psyched me out. And I just like my readings weren't making sense. And it was just really like flat and none of me into it. I still think you have to know like the general idea, the general basis of the individual card meanings. Um, but like I said, I'm an intuitive reader. So how the cards look together, the particular feeling that I get, the Four of Cups may mean something to me in one reading versus what it may mean to me in another reading, even though the general idea is the same. Will I ever stop reading tarot? No, I don't plan on it. Take a break, maybe. I did take a break for a period. I got kind of burned out because I was doing so many readings. I was on an admin for a Facebook group, and I was just doing so many readings and so many free readings, and because I loved it, but I didn't take the time to like back up and like nurture myself because I was just go, go, go all the time, and I burnt myself out. So I didn't, and it just didn't become fun anymore. So I stopped reading for probably like 2 or 3 months. And then I was like, I miss it. I miss it. Like, I need it back in my life. And so now it's back in my life. And I'm here with you making this video because of Ethony's lovely 31-day tarot challenge. So I'm Ariel, and this is days 4 through 7. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions for me or about how I read tarot from these videos that you've seen so far, please feel free to leave a link, a comment in the video below. So have a good couple days, lovelies. Thanks. Bye.